Once upon a time, Grumpy Bear was left in his bed all night long, and he lay there wondering when Daddy would come and wake him up. But Daddy just would not come. And so he finally decided to get out of bed. And he got out of bed, and he got up, and he went outside and he said, "Daddy! Daddy! Where are you?" And Daddy came out of his room, and he was still sleeping, but he was walking. "Oh my goodness," said Grumpy Bear. "He must be sleepwalking. I best not wake him up." And Daddy, while he was asleep, he walked out of his bedroom, and he went and he made himself some coffee. And then he made himself the coffee, and he sat down, and he went to drink it like this, and he poured it all down himself. And he said, "Ah!" And he woke up, and he said, "Grumpy Bear, did you just pour coffee down me?" And Grumpy Bear said, "No, Daddy, you were sleeping, and you poured the coffee all down yourself." And Daddy said, "Oh my goodness." And then he sat there, and he was so tired he fell asleep again. And Grumpy said, "Daddy, Daddy, you're sleeping again." And Daddy stood up, and he went for a walk. And Grumpy Bear followed him, just to make sure he was okay. And he kept saying, "Daddy, are you okay?" And Daddy was walking along, snoring his head off. And he was walking along, and there was a big hole. And Grumpy Bear said, "Watch out for the hole, Daddy." But Daddy didn't notice, and he fell right in. Whoa! Like that. And Grumpy Bear jumped in after him. "Oh, Daddy, let me help you." And he picked him up. And Daddy said, "Grumpy Bear, what are you doing? Why did you throw me in a hole?" And Grumpy Bear said, "I didn't throw you in a hole. You fell in a hole. You were sleepwalking again." "I was?" Uh-oh. And then Daddy immediately fell asleep again. Like that. And he got up, and he started walking home. And as he walked, he started singing a song. It went like this. "I'm a silly daddy, tonky tonky tonka. I'm a silly daddy, ticka ticka tock." And he was singing at the top of his voice. And along came Mummy. And she heard him singing, "I'm a silly daddy, tinky tinky tonka." And she said, "Daddy, what are you singing about?" And Daddy woke up and he went, oh my goodness, I wasn't singing. That must have been Grumpy Bear. Grumpy Bear, were you singing about Daddy being silly? "No, I wasn't even singing." And Daddy said, "Okay, Grumpy Bear, you were singing naughty songs about Daddy." And Mummy said, "Daddy, it was you who was singing the naughty songs. You better apologize to Grumpy Bear. You've been sleepwalking and doing all sorts of silly things." And Daddy said, "I'm sorry, Grumpy Bear. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that I was the one sleepwalking, and I thought you threw me in a hole, and you poured coffee on me, and you sung silly songs about me, but it was me all along." And they had a big hug and a cuddle, and Grumpy Bear said, "Don't worry, Daddy, I forgive you." Gave him a big kiss.
Honey Bear.
The end.